Oh my gosh, can you believe it? This is the probably fourth video that I'm recording for the day. That's because the wisdom is flowing, guys. The wisdom is absolutely flowing. Ow! Oh, that is glass. I was about to moisturize with glass. That is not safe. Not safe at all. All right, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about before I literally stuck myself with glass is our standards. And some of us, our standards are fickle, just and pointed, just like the shape of glass, right? Just because we have not gone through enough things to have sturdy standards. So this is something that I want to talk with you about. All right, let's dive into the topic of setting standards. Okay, so if you've been online long enough, you would have seen so many people talk about how to set standards, how to have stronger standards. But something that I think that we are missing as a people is that standards literally come from a place of conviction. Something that you would have gone through in your life would have dictated the type of standards that you have. And unless you have that backing of a conviction when it comes down to standard setting, then you will not have enough conviction to speak, about that standard that you are trying to acquire to yourself, right? And so life will teach you. Remember, we are tested by the desires of our heart. Life will then begin to bring around certain things to you until you probably come to the conclusion that maybe this is not the lifestyle that I want, or I need to raise my standards. Okay? Because I've seen so many YouTube gurus come up with different things like, I'm not going to do this on a first date. I'm not going to do that on a first date. But really, I don't think our standards should be something that we are sharing, with the internet, because it's something that is personal to us. It's something that defines who we are. Do you get what I mean? How we see ourselves as human beings. This is not a metric of how valuable we are, but it's a metric of how we value ourselves. And so when it comes down to standards, sometimes you gotta go through a little bit of life to understand why is it that you require certain things and why is it that certain things are not for you. For example, I personally heard somebody say that a first date should involve a Michelin date, right? Me, not interested in Michelin restaurants. The cuisine doesn't look that great in my opinion. Like when I looked it up, I'm literally searching to make sure that what I saw was what I saw. What I saw was what I saw. Okay. I mean, when I go to restaurants, I go for the food, fam. I go for the food. But if this is a Michelin, I don't think I want that. I don't think that is for me. Why are we using food as an experiential thing like that? All things that taste bad. This is what I've heard. Rather than something that we actually need to consume. Let's make it palatable and let's make it tasty. Right, so that's not a standard that I have for myself. But if you have that standard for yourself, coupled with the experiential wisdom to back it up, meaning what is expected of you as a partner, and you know how to relegate, the different things that you may need to do, to be that person's partner or to live that kind of lifestyle, you go for it. I'm not shaming anybody on their standards. This is me just making sense for my life and my thing. So that's not for me. Or some people are like, oh, they need to fly me out for the first date. Me personally, I don't think that's necessary right at this moment. I don't think that's necessary right now. I can't attest to 30 or 35 or 40 or 45 if I'm staying single what my standards would look like. But I will say I've noticed year by year by year the standards go up. Okay. So when standard setting, something that you need to be aware of is your purpose. Your standards should come from a direct correlation with your purpose. Okay. So if you know that you're heading somewhere, you should be with somebody who is equally heading that area. Or if you see them traits, and please, if you don't have the capability of sitting down and working alongside somebody else to get to where you're going, please don't date those type of people. They will drag you down if you're not careful. Okay. So yeah, if you know that you're heading for a certain place, a certain space in your life, a certain goal, please make sure that your standards are in alignment with where you are now and where you are going. Okay? It's that simple. It's that easy. Do I need to enunciate on why this is important? It's simply important because you don't want to be misaligned when it comes on to your purpose. And let's broaden the topic of standards a little bit. Standards could be in friendships, standards could be in relationships, standards could be even from family and the family that you are entering into. Okay? I'll share something for me. I want somebody who's an individual. Definitely respect your family, but your family should not make your ultimate decisions for you because I am not that type of person. Okay? And if I'm going to be submitting to somebody else's leadership, we must be in alignment. Must be in alignment. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I understand that life is a journey. I understand that there are buck-ups. And so me saying this is a thought process that I have. I want to be with somebody who I'm in alignment with, especially when it comes down to freeness of thought, but also that flexibility to change when necessary. Can't be too strict with your life because you'll miss things. Okay? So when it comes on to standards with friends, how do you want to be treated in a friendship? And you should also base them standards on how you're going to treat other people. Obviously, the more my monetary increases are, the more my expectations are. And it also comes down to your love language when it comes down to relationships and friendships. So for me, one of my main love languages are gifts. That's literally my love language. And so if it's a case where I don't get gifts, I don't feel loved. Like that's literally what it is. Quality time is not necessarily something that I'm craving at the moment. More from some than others. Just because when it comes on to certain things, and this is where you need to understand capacity in your life. Yes, you can have a standard that, oh yeah, I want to have conversations with my friends about different things, but you also need to understand that people are different stages in their lives, and you need to identify your core people, the people that you'll be able to have conversations with, especially when it comes down to purpose, related to purpose, right? Versus those people that you were sent to help for a season of time, versus people that you're going to be more of a friend to than they are to you. And also measuring everything in the capacity in terms of, okay, maybe this person can't give you like a lot of gifts or whatever it is, but they can offer advice, but they can offer quality time. So it is definitely niched down to a person and to you, and what is it that you're expecting from other people. Yeah, so that I think is what should be the hallmark when it comes down to standards in friendships, as well as purpose. Is this person hindering me from entering into my purpose, or are they excelling me? I've cut a lot of friendships off because I feel like they were just not in alignment, and I feel like we're going through circles and cycles, and I don't like cycles. The minute I realize that we're in a cycle, I'm ending it because I'm a cycle breaker. Unless they're good cycles, you know? And if you can't match that person's expectation, whether in relationship or friendship, why are you staying? Okay, the person is amazing, but you don't have what it takes. You know what I mean? Let it go. Let them free. Let them find people who they're more in alignment with. And if you realize that you can't give what that other person is expecting, have that conversation over time when necessary, or demote as necessary. Excel when necessary. Excel, replace. You know what I'm trying to say. I think I've covered everything when it comes down to standards. Could I have gone a little bit deeper? Yes, with more strategy and more structure. But I'm going to leave it here today because I think I left you guys with a lot of things to think about when it comes down to standards. I'm not going to tell you, oh, this is what you should have, that's what you should have, this is what you should look for a guy. No, it's based on your purpose. It's based on your purpose and who you are as an individual. Don't let anybody shame you for your choices. Figure out who you are by reading the Word of God and find somebody who aligns with that vision. And it's not going to be picture perfect a lot of the times. Some people, they get the picture perfect thing, even though there are things in that picture perfect scenario that are not actually perfect, that still need working on. But as I said, it's down to your capacity, what you can handle at the moment. I was going to give an example of me, but I think I'm going to cut it here. Have a blessed day, my loves, and I will see you next time on the Queenly Dip Position. Bye.